So what this is, this is a weekly chart. So instead of each candle representing a day's worth of trading, each candle in this case represents a full week's trading. So it's the same range, but we have fewer candles. So here again, we see very, very quickly, and again, remember these are weeks. Look at how many weeks in a row. We have white candles, and look at how significant some of these are. And look at what happens here finally. Look at that 1 week where we get the reversal. And you can clearly see where the market is called engulfing, with this big negative down candle engulfs. Prior 3 weeks, it's called an engulfing pattern in Japanese candlestick charting. You can see that's very, you just took out 3 weeks worth of gains there, but it's a lot more visible now using candlestick charting than it was using the bar charting and then with the line chart. So this is just what a point and figure chart looks like. One thing on a point and figure chart, usually on most charts, the horizontal axis represents the time frame here, whether it's weeks or months or days. Candles, there's no indication of what the time is. So, and that makes it a lot more confusing for a lot of people. What you do with a candle chart is the columns of X's means the stock is going up. Every time it goes up another point, you go up one more, draw another X. It goes up another point, you draw another X. And you just keep going. As soon as it loses a point, you move over a column and start drawing O's. And what you can do with a point and figure chart, it's very useful. It's great for buying and selling, especially if you don't care about the time frame. As long as you're in a column and you keep drawing those X's, drawing those X's, drawing those X's, the stock is going up. You're good. You want to stay in the stock. If you move over a column, you start drawing the O's, and especially if you retrace certain portions. For example, if you look at on the top here, a lot of people will sell. If you retrace 2 or 3 of the X's, there's different rules here. You can create very easy and computerized trading rules with point and figure charts. Just additional features on chart construction. Volume is very, very important. We'll talk about volume. The reason why volume is so important in technical analysis is it's one thing if you have to see that somebody's buying or selling, but it's a lot more critical when you see heavy volume, especially on an uptick. You want to see when stocks are moving up, you want to see heavy volume because you want to see that a lot of people are buying the stock, and the same thing with on the downside. So volume here. Again, this is the same chart I've been using. This is a taser. Now we've added a bar chart at the bottom showing the volume. You can see heavy volume here and the sell-off here. Not only was, if you remember that down chart that took that 3 weeks of profits, not only was that a huge down move, it was a down move on heavy volume. So not only did everyone hate the stock, but they hated it in large numbers. So the volume really tells us a lot about that. When we see a rally, when we see the stock start to move up, like we saw here, not only do we want to see the stock move up, but we want to see the volume move up. If a stock starts to move up and there's not the volume there, that tells us that that move may be suspect. Don't really believe it because it may just be the normal sellers of the stock and the short sellers are not active at that point. All we're doing here, and this is an example of an uptrend. In an uptrend, we're just taking a ruler, connecting the low points. Every time the stock goes up and hits another low, we're just connecting those lows. And as long as we're getting, and the definition of an uptrend in the stock market is that you get higher highs and higher lows. You're going to have the normal oscillation here, but every time you hit a high, you want that high to be higher than the prior high, and every time you have a sell-off, you want to make sure that you want that sell-off to stop at a higher level than the prior sell-off. And then what we can start to do is we can start to draw traffic channels. That's been done here, so you see the stock move in a clear channel, and you can see in terms like overbought and oversold. Here, if we start to hit the bottom of the channel, the stock goes oversold, that may be a buying opportunity. Here we see the stock at the top of the end of the channel, that may be a short-term selling opportunity. So that's just kind of one way to use the trends. Sometimes you're not going to see such clear trends here.